What's up, everybody? Welcome back to IGN's live show from San Diego Comic-Con. And Damon has left me, and I'm all alone. And when I used to be alone, I used to watch the Power Rangers. Oh my God, Joey, can you believe it's a Green Ranger? Oh my God. Jason, how are you?
Good, I'm doing good.
Oh my God, thank you so much for coming.
Thank you.
There are so many questions. Joey, go.
We were just just going off in Power Rangers just before you got here. So glad you missed us marking out a little bit. But, my first question, 20 years. This is the 20th year this year. So do you have any inkling, when you signed up to do the show, 20 years later, you'd still be talking about it?
How old are you?
I am 28.
20 years ago, this guy was only 8 years old sitting here. So here we are now, 20 years later. I'm excited, man. I think, Power Rangers and the whole franchise, and especially I just, green because I'm wearing green, but the Green Ranger is kind of like the Wolverine of X-Men,
Yes.
And I just really excited to be a role model for so many kids, now adults, but then kids again. So it's like 3 different generations.
For the record, the Blue Ranger was Joey's favorite. He already said that.
Sorry,
Green
man.
Ranger was
But-
mine. Had the best story arc, and then they
Such
came
a
back as the
suck-up,
White
right?
Ranger. I
There
told
we
you when he
go.
wasn't even here that was true.
That's good, man. I think that the cool thing about Power Rangers is that every child could identify to one of the characters.
Right.
And you have, you had Billy at the time, then you had the Green Ranger, kind of the Lone Ranger, and then, the Kimberly and the Tommy Kimberly thing, and all the boys and girls. So you could relate, and I still think the Power Ranger franchise is just like that. Kids are looking up to these kids as superheroes, and here we are 20 years later.
Is that what you think makes Power Rangers so ever present in culture? Is that the characters connect, and obviously the big robots and stuff help.
The big robots and the karate. Well, I'm a martial artist. I've been in karate since I was 4, so I'll be 40 in September. I got martial art dojos, and I just think karate alone is interesting. I was working out at the gym today at my hotel, and I saw some older man downstairs, and he was kind of like doing this Tai Chi thing. I was kind of looking through the window, not like a creeper or nothing. I was kind of looking through the window, and he's just, and it just looked cool. And I think karate kids love karate. At the same time, you got the colors, you got the characters, and you have, storylines. Are you saying what storylines? Is that what you're saying?
Hey, we'll get there.
We'll get there. But I just think it's exciting, and I think just kids just love it.
You mentioned being a role model, and I think you're super connected with your fans, whether it's at conventions. I see you posting on Facebook all the time where you're at and stuff. So how has social media, I guess, helped you sort of build that?
Man, I tell you right now, just sitting here before you're all setting up your shows, I think you're all just texting each other and twitting each other besides talking,
Right.
Social media is a huge thing now, and I just reach out to so many people. I'm actually blessed to reach out to so many different people, because there are people across the world that I might brighten their day, but at the same time, those people across the world brighten my day. And it's a two street, you look and I'm happy and they're happy, and social media I think is definitely what it is all about now. And you can reach people. And I'm doing online classes now. I'll be able to teach anybody in the whole entire world right now. They can just watch and learn and come train with me. So
That's awesome. You're making an appearance coming up on Megaforce. So how easy is it for you to go back to the show and just get back in the tights?
I'll tell you how easy. It's like cutting weight for a fight, I was fighting heavyweight, and I got like 6-7 fights, and going back to the spandex, I was thinking, man, I got to get a little bit smaller like Tommy, because I was fighting super heavyweight. And it was interesting. Spandex don't lie. And, you jump in the spandex, and, everybody that goes to cons, too, they're before they come, they dress up, they're like, dropping water weight, looking good, then, sucking it in, then afterwards, like, oh, just let it go. But it definitely felt good, and I think it was just great to see all the different generations there. I mean, at one point, the whole studio set up, and the cameras, and people are looking like it is here, and one point the camera's pushing in, it's like a close-up of me, and I'm thinking, oh man, all this pressure. I see all the other Rangers, like 200 people on set, and everyone's just waiting for your line. I'm saying, here's the deliver this line, and being the Snoop Dogg of Power Rangers, I would say, the original,
Right.
So it was definitely cool.
Have you noticed a shift in the show in terms of production-wise, from when you were doing the original series to what it's evolved to now?
You know what? I'm actually, I would be happy to say that I don't, and here's why though. The monsters still look like the monsters they did 20 years ago. You know what I mean? And I think it has that magical flavor of looking 20 years ago and seeing the shell monster looks the same as it is now. So I'm kind of glad it hasn't changed. And when I first started, doing Power Rangers, everyone was like, "Oh, that's cheesy," and that's, But look, kids eat cheese. They love cheese sticks. They love, macaroni and cheese, and Power Rangers. They love it, and I think it's unique, and I don't think it's changed much, but
Awesome.
Let's see what the kids are saying. Remember, ladies and gentlemen, be part of the show. Tweet at IGN, hashtag SDCC, just like Sam did. Sam says, green or white, which was his preferred Mighty Morphin role and why?
All right, Sam, thanks for the question. Well, the green was my first,
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I think the Green Ranger, just being a little bit of evil coming into the series, and I got to do the evil laugh. It just kind of stuck with me. So, I mean, I like both, but I would, look, I had to get a green jacket, all right? So, but I would definitely say green.
You rep Green Ranger so hard right
Yeah,
now, and
yeah.
you obviously you're so great with your fans on social
Yeah.
media. Was there ever a time, like when you were done with the show in the early going, where you're like, well, I kind of want to get away from it?
You know what? It's funny because when I went to Dino Thunder, I was the Black Ranger. So black was my favorite color. So I'd open the wardrobe in my closet and go, I'm the Black Ranger. I have all these awesome black clothes. I wasn't really the kind of guy to step out outside the color scheme, but I'm getting a little bit more brave. Usually when I'm on tour, I'll paint my hair green, do something crazy. So green is kind of growing on me a little bit. I actually did just get this green jacket for the show. I had to go out and try to find it at the mall the other day. So
You did well.
anyway,
Yeah.
thank
Very,
you.
very well.
Thank you.
I love what you're doing.
I wanted to ask you something about I was at your panel at C2E2. You mentioned you were filming a reality series called It's My
Yeah.
Morphin Life, I believe. Is that still in the works?
Yeah, we shot about 5 episodes. I did the world record for the Guinness World Record skydiving, so I broke that record January. Then my wife fought February. And then then went to, Power Rangers did the 20th year anniversary stuff. So we're just putting everything in the can, but it's definitely still going.
Awesome.
It seems like when the cameras don't roll, that's when all the drama comes out.
Oh, of
though,
course.
right?
Yeah.
It's like end cut, and it's like, it should have been rolling on that one. Sorry. I don't know.
Never stop.
Never
Put
stop.
everything on camera.
That's right.
I got one more question here from
Yes.
the Twitters. You ready? It's from another fan. This one comes from William. William says, what was your favorite episode to film and why?
Okay. Well, my favorite episode, I would say, is Fighting Spirit, and that was in the Dino Thunder. And there's 2 reasons: because I get to battle all my past Rangers, and the other reason was it's pretty easy as an actor. I just had to lay in the hospital bed and just be like, and they're like, and cut, and I was like, how was that? I was just getting into.
Where's the
character
check? All right, great. That was awesome.
I was
Good
just
job,
getting into
everybody.
character.
Good job, everybody.
there. Yeah.
Can you talk a little bit about your MMA career and what do you have fights scheduled or anything?
Yeah. Yep. And my Twitter is JDFFFN. I know there's an MMA, JDF MMA, but the training's always been there. I love it, and I've been training since I was a little kid, and I love it. I miss it a lot. And I sparred about 3 days ago really hard before I came here, and I just miss it. I read an article Forrest Griffin once said that why he joined the UFC, and I thought it was pretty funny because he said, well, I love to punch people in the face, but in a good sports way, and I just love fighting, and I definitely want to get back into it. I'm not a heavyweight. All my fights have been super heavyweight, more than 207 to 269. I need to fight more like 185. I walk around 200 now, so 185 would be a good weight. I'm just excited to go back in there. I have a line of people that want to beat up the Green Ranger, but that's fine. Just take a number, and the line will wrap around the building. But here's the thing. Fans are, dude, I'm so excited to fight you, or I'm so honored. Or I punch them and knocked out some guy, and they're like, dude, I got knocked out by the Green Ranger. They really like it. So, I guess
You can
that's what
knock me
happened.
out anytime.
Is there an added pressure there, though? If
Yeah.
you're trying to win a fight, like, if
Yeah,
I
but-
lose, I mean, come on.
Here's the thing, though. I had to do a win-win thing in my own head. All right, so I'm fighting, and you beat up the Green Ranger. Shame on you guys, man. You guys beat up the Green Ranger, all my fans. And then if you get beat up by the Green Ranger, then just got beat up by the Green Ranger. So for me, it's a win-win. It's a win-win for me.
No matter what,
But
you're coming
it is
out top.
pressure, though. It is pressure, though. Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
Can you talk a little bit about, I guess, how you initially even got involved in Power Rangers, how you got that role?
Yeah, that's kind of a long story. I'll sum it up real quick. Went to an agency. I had long hair at the time, and the agency said, look, you need to cut your hair. There's no way you're going to book a role. There's
Yeah.
you want to be the average day kid, you need to make sure you cut your hair. And so I went home, I cut my hair, and I went back to the agency. I said, well, I cut my hair. And they're like, we're too busy to book you right now. And I was like, well, look, I cut my hair. And they're
You
like,
better book
yeah,
me.
yeah. So they gave me a script called Phantoms. They said, here, this is called Phantoms, and we call it Even. And Phantoms was Power Rangers. So
Nice.
I booked the show, and then I was able to grow out my hair again.
All right, one final Twitter question.
Yes.
You mentioned when you came in, everybody's like texting each other. This Twitter question is from Tim Geddes, who is sitting over there in a headset. It's the most
Hey,
important
Tim.
one, though. He just says, "Was it nice kissing Kimberly?"
Was it nice kissing Kimberly? Yeah, for a kid's show. It was. I tell you right now, though, I gotta reach all the other fans that are like, you stole Kimberly. I'm like, no, it's cool, man. Move her on. He's like, seriously? I was like, okay, buddy, it's cool. But, I got to deal with all those guys now. But yeah, we did a mistletoe episode one time under the mistletoe. Tommy. But yeah.
See, you could play both parts. If they can't get her back for something, you can just play the Kimberly part.
Show, probably.
Yeah, that's right. There we go, man. There we go.
Let me tell you all about my time at the Power Rangers. So what's next? Where do we go from here? Are you still doing stuff at the con? What's going on?
Yeah, I'm going to be around San Diego. I got a few things we're doing for Bondi. I know Bondi released a lot of exciting toys that my fans are really
There's a
excited
ton
about.
I was down there the other day, and there's just so much Power Ranger stuff.
Well, it's the morphers.
awesome.
I just found out they didn't make the Green Ranger, White Ranger morphers ever,
Oh, wow.
because it was gold. So they're releasing them now, and there's about 1,000 of them that they're releasing. So you know how many fans want that?
So now you have 1,000 people in San Diego hunting you down for signatures.
Yeah, but it's good. I'll be promoting for Super Mega Force for next year. It's going to be coming out and stuff, and it's going into the next season next year, and then obviously it's being on Nickelodeon now and stuff. And so the fans they really have not stopped watching it. So they filled all the holes of when the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, Super Mega Force. This whole Mega War is coming on, Epic War. So stay tuned for that. That's going to be next year. And I'm still doing my thing. I'm pretty much all around the world. I'm still fighting, and I got martial arts schools, clothing lines, and all that stuff. So staying busy.
Here's what I don't get. First off, you look like you just came off the TV show from when I was a kid, and I remember. You haven't aged a day, and then you're also getting punched in the face too once in a while. I'm sure.
Yeah.
You're winning most
no,
fights.
I do get punched in the face. Yeah. Well, I appreciate that, man. Yeah, I'll be 40 in September. I'll be in Brazil for my birthday and
That's a
celebrating
good place
out
to be.
there. Yeah, it's going to be good. And it's there's one thing though about getting punched in the face. With the elbows, I don't mind getting punched in the face. It's the elbows that will split your face up. So I'm always watching elbows when I'm fighting. I'm like,
Yeah, fight Joe. Show some moves
All
on
let's
Joey.
make some moves. All right, look, here we go. Okay, this is double Aikido moves right here. You can twist the wrist
man.
in here, or then this pressure point really hurts too. Like if you want to squeeze in there
Yes,
a
it
little.
does.
All right,
It's my favorite segment we've ever done on this show.
keep it going.
Real quick before we let you go, because we're going to let you go back out to Comic-Con
Okay.
in a second. We talked about could you imagine 20 years ago being here now,
Yeah.
and this being a swell. Have you thought about 20 years from now?
No, I really haven't, guys. Thanks. You know what? 3 generations of Power Ranger fans. You have the mom that has their daughter that, she bought everything. Now the daughter has the little 4-year-old that's watching, Dino Thunder. So there's like 3 generations. And, you're old
institution.
when they're selling it on Time Life. Time Life selling Power Rangers. What? But I don't know, 4th generation, I don't know what I would do. But I do know this. Stan Lee's a very good guy. I see him on tour all the time, and that guy's amazing to his fans. 90-something years old or 90, and he is out there like a trooper. I mean, I look at him and I think, wow, he's never complained. He doesn't need to do signings. He's there until the last person leaves. So, I'd like to be there for my fans 20 years from now. I hope I still have fans because you guys make the show. Thank you.
Well, see, I think it's that mindset, right, of what you're talking about. The reason people still support Stan Lee is the fact that Stan Lee's awesome to them, right? He gives what you get. That's that's a good way to be.
Yeah. Thank you, man.
He's got a good head on his shoulders, Joey. You got some final questions, Joe?
I just want to thank you for coming on the show.
Thank you,
super
man.
exciting.
Thank
so,
you.
You want a
appreciate
hug?
it.
Huh? No?
Yeah, come on, Joe.
Here we go. Hug him out.
Hey,
Yeah! Green Ranger
look,
hugging
look,
Joey.
we fight and then we hug out.
That's
okay?
right.
All right.
So it's all
That's
about.
how we do it.
Jason, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you, buddy.
Joey, thank you for talking Green Ranger with
Thanks
me.
for having me,
It's always
man.
a pleasure. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm not going to lie, the live stream's probably not going to get better than this segment was. So I hope you stick around. I'd like to prove myself wrong.